This was the week when everything happened at once. The Canadiens stormed back from nowhere, the Maple Leafs unraveled at home, and the Penguins' leader turned back the clock. Fines, firings, and fights filled the schedule. Every headline broke within hours. What unfolded between October 21st and October 27th wasn't a season highlight. It was pure chaos. Even the league's toughest veteran, Brad Marchand, went from a fine to tears in Boston. Proof that Week 3 had everything. The week started with a dramatic game in Vancouver. The Montreal Canadiens trailed the Vancouver Canucks by 2 goals, then raced back to win 4-3. Rookie Ivan Demidov had a goal and 2 assists, and captain Nick Suzuki extended his point streak to 9 games. Goaltender Jakub Dobeš made 28 saves. The Canadiens improved to 5-0 when Dobeš started. Reuters. In Toronto, the Toronto Maple Leafs were shocked at home by the New Jersey Devils, 5-2. Jack Hughes scored his 3rd career hat trick, finishing with the empty net goal at 19:30 of the 3rd period. Defenseman Chris Tanev left the game with an upper body injury and did not return. Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Penguins kept rolling. Sidney Crosby posted 2 goals and 1 assist in a 5-3 road win over the Florida Panthers. The game extended Pittsburgh's road-winning streak and added to Crosby's active streak of goal-scoring games. Reuters. In other league news, the Washington Capitals fired assistant coach Mitch Love on October 26 after an investigation by the league into his personal conduct. The NHL suspended him and the Penguins announced that forward Rickard Rakell will miss 6 to 8 weeks after undergoing left-hand surgery. AP. Those storylines alone made Week 3 feel wild, but there was even more. The concept of star players separating into new lines, trade rumors between Toronto and Montreal, veteran players still dominating, and young rookies bursting into view. The Oilers, for example, changed their forward line setup. The Edmonton Oilers declared that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl would center separate lines. Coach Chris Knobloch said, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl will each center their own line. Obviously, all 3 of them are very good centers, and it gives us a strength now to do that. That move drew attention and raised analytics questions about McDavid's performance without Draisaitl. Oilers website. Back in Toronto, Leafs captain Austin Matthews spoke out after the loss. He said, "We're not playing our game." That statement underscored the Maple Leafs' identity issues in Week 3. Robertson and linked with the Canadiens. The article noted the club floated a summer idea with Columbus. It added that discussions could still be reopened. The Hockey News. So, let's break down each of these major stories in the week in order of impact and track how they together made Week 3 one of the most chaotic of the season so far. First, the Montreal comeback. On Sunday morning in Vancouver, Montreal erased a 2-0 deficit. Canucks' Elias Pettersson had a goal and 2 assists, while Connor Garland added another, but Montreal chipped away. Mike Matheson scored the go-ahead in the 3rd period. During Week 3, Brad Marchand's week swung from controversy to emotion. The league fined him $5,000 for unsportsmanlike conduct against Buffalo's Rasmus Dahlin, the maximum penalty allowed. Only days later, he stepped back onto Boston ice for the first time since joining Florida. The TD Garden crowd stood, the tribute played, and Marchand wiped away tears. That same night, he added 2 assists as the Panthers edged the Bruins 4-3. Next, Toronto's meltdown. Matthews' comment, "We're not playing our game," followed that. It revealed a team unsure of identity early in the season. Then, the Crosby story. At age 38, Crosby is still producing at a high level. In the win over Florida, the power play goal he scored was the first allowed at home by Florida this season. The stat, 2 goals, 1 assist. Penguins made it 4 straight wins. The milestone, the longest active goal streak in the league at that time. That kind of veteran performance stands out amid all the chaos. Edmonton's lineup reshuffle deserves attention. McDavid and Draisaitl separated on October 25 in Seattle. That move forced discussion. Is McDavid even better without Draisaitl? The projected lines showed McDavid with Isaac Howard and Andrew Mangiapane, and Draisaitl with Vasily Podkolzin and Matt Savoy. The coach's quote emphasized strength. It was a strategic pivot mid-season. In off-ice movement, Washington's decision to fire Mitch Love brought shockwave. On Sunday, October 26th, the Capitals announced Mitch Love has been relieved of his duties as an assistant coach, effective immediately. The league's statement added his suspension for the full season. The investigation began months earlier, and now the result is clear. That kind of firing in Week 3 is unusual and adds to the chaotic week. In injury news, Raquel's surgery shifted the Penguins' forward outlook. Missing 6 to 8 weeks means a veteran will be out as the season is fresh. The team announced the recall of Ville Koivunen. These timing factors matter. Early season injuries can rip. Now let's loop back to the trade chatter. Robertson's name is connected with the Canadiens. Now, while no deal is done, the fact the discussion is public creates tension. For two rivals in the Atlantic Division, that kind of talk adds drama to the week. William Eklund contributed 2 goals and an assist. Goaltender Yaroslav Askarov made 28 saves. This high-scoring affair underscored how volatile NHL games, off-ice discipline, firings, Washington, early injuries, Pittsburgh, and trade rumor undercurrents, Toronto, Montreal. That's a wide range of disruption in one short time frame. For Montreal, the rookie Demidov shifting the narrative with 3 points and a comeback win is a tangible marker of change in the team's direction. For Toronto, the loss at home and team statement about not playing our game signals trouble at a franchise used to competing, not collapsing. For Pittsburgh, the veteran Crosby remains a stabilizer, even as his team loses a forward. For Edmonton, the internal shift shows a club experimenting. For Washington, the off-ice Week 3 is the kind of chapter in a season where narratives begin to form. Teams that look shaky show cracks. Teams that look solid flex their muscles. Coaches get fired. Trades are whispered. Injuries arise. Stars rise. Rookies shine. And fans are left reeling. Looking ahead, if the chaos of Week 3 is any indication, the weeks to come may not settle down anytime soon. Teams will adjust. Lines will shift. Trade deadlines loom far away. But this past week will be remembered for its disruption and storylines that built in real time. The stats and facts here make it clear. Multiple story threads broke open simultaneously. Montreal's resurgence, Toronto's vulnerability, Pittsburgh's consistency, Edmonton's adaptation, Washington's upheaval, and across the league, other high-scoring, high-drama games crafted the backdrop. Week 3 lived up to its name.
You just know what to expect. You know the guys. Been in it for a couple years. I got to play the 82 last year, which is nice. You know what to expect on a day-to-day basis, and it just gives you more opportunity in the way you prepare, the way you train, and I'm grateful for that.
Connor Bedard just dropped a quiet message that's louder than any goal. No arguments, no drama. Just one decision that changed everything about his future with Chicago. Fans can feel it, insiders can't explain it. What made Bedard step back when the deal was in reach? The Chicago Blackhawks selected Connor Bedard with the first overall pick in the 2023 NHL entry draft. He signed a 3-year entry-level contract that summer, laying the foundation for his professional career. In his rookie season, Bedard recorded 22 goals and 39 assists for 61 points in 68 games. The following year, he led the Blackhawks in scoring with 23 goals and 44 assists over 82 games. After just 2 seasons, he totaled 45 goals and 83 assists in 150 games. Elite production for a player his age. With his entry-level deal nearing its end, quiet discussions have begun about his next contract. General manager Kyle Davidson confirmed that early talks with Bedard's camp are underway, but said there is no urgency. Both sides have delivered the same message: patience. Bedard echoed that tone when asked about his future. "They know I want to be there. I know they want me," he said. "So it's really not on my mind that much." His calm, confident response showed he's not worried about timelines or pressure. During training camp, Chicago extended defenseman Wyatt Kaiser for 2 years and acknowledged informal conversations with Bedard's representative. The tone around those talks was steady and respectful. No tension, no surprise. League insiders confirm neither Bedard nor the Blackhawks are rushing a long-term deal. Analysts describe the situation as professional and patient. The organization knows it holds the centerpiece of its rebuild, and Bedard understands the power of timing. From Bedard's side, the delay seems strategic. A shorter bridge deal could allow him to build his resume, raise his market value, and take advantage of a rising salary cap later. It's a modern move used by top players seeking both flexibility and control. For the Blackhawks, waiting is also part of the plan. The team is fully committed to building around Bedard, but must manage its cap space carefully while adding new talent. A huge contract too early could limit their ability to strengthen the roster. Chicago's front office continues to emphasize that keeping Bedard long-term is the top priority, but at the right moment. Their vision is to grow a team alongside him, not just around him. That patience now shapes every move, from free agent signings to development strategy. Bedard's own comments show he's aligned with that plan. "It's nothing crazy," he said. "We're both comfortable with where we're at." He hinted a deal could come before the season starts, but ended simply, "We'll see." Experts project his next contract could mirror other young superstars, about 7 years at roughly $9 million per season. But for now, both sides are content to wait. The tone is cooperative, not confrontational. The team trusts its star, and the star trusts the plan. For now, the focus is performance, not paperwork. Bedard keeps producing while management builds the supporting cast. Chicago's roster is growing stronger, blending youth and experience around its cornerstone player. Every move points back to him, the foundation of the rebuild. This delay in contract talks isn't hesitation, it's precision. Bedard knows timing equals power, and Chicago knows patience protects its core. In the modern NHL, both understand that control is everything. The facts are clear. Bedard's current contract runs through the 2025 to 2026 season. Extension discussions are active but informal. Both sides want a long-term partnership, yet neither feels pressure to sign immediately. The final decision will depend on performance, cap growth, and the evolving market for elite young forwards. His choice to wait has already reshaped how the Blackhawks plan their future. A bridge deal would let him renegotiate in his prime. A long-term commitment would signal Chicago's readiness to chase contention. Either way, the message is unmistakable. Connor Bedard controls his own timeline. His patience isn't doubt, it's power. And for a franchise rebuilding its identity, that power might be exactly what Chicago needs most.
Demidov gets to it. Marchment's up. Ivan Demidov. Line and tight. Demidov, he's there. He scores! Howard takes over in back of the goal. Mileno forechecking, forces a turnover. New hook. Hudson, he scores! Lane Hudson. Suzuki on the off wing. The trailer. Dobson in front. Slavkovsky shut down by Alex Lyon. And the scramble. Suzuki, backdoor, Dobson, right in, a stuffed chance, he scores! Slavkovsky out in front.
The Montreal Canadiens have done something that no one saw coming. They're not rebuilding. They're destroying that story. In less than 10 days, this young team has knocked off top opponents, pulled off late-game miracles, and signed one of the biggest contracts in franchise history. Montreal's rising stars are not waiting for the future. They're changing the game right now. The Canadiens began this strong run with a high-scoring battle against the Seattle Kraken. On October 15th, 2025, Montreal won 5-4 in overtime. Cole Caulfield scored twice, including the game winner just 1 minute and 35 seconds into overtime. The winning play came off a drop pass from Lane Hudson. That win marked Montreal's third straight victory. 2 nights later, the Canadiens did it again. On October 17th, they faced the Nashville Predators and won 3-2 in overtime. Caulfield tied the game with just 20 seconds left in regulation, then scored again 3 seconds into overtime. Hudson blocked a key shot and assisted on the tying goal. Goalie Jakub Dobeš stopped 17 shots to secure the win. By October 21st, Montreal had completed another comeback win. Against the Buffalo Sabres, they scored 3 goals in the third period to win 4-2. The goals came from Juraj Slavkovsky, Lane Hudson, and Jake Evans, while veterans Nick Suzuki and Alex Newhook each recorded 2 assists. Dobes stopped 30 shots in net. Montreal improved to 5-2 and 0 on the season. The results tell a clear story. Montreal isn't rebuilding for later. They're winning now and doing it with their youngest players. Lane Hudson, just 21 years old, signed a massive 8-year contract extension worth $70.8 million that begins in 2026 to 2027. The deal averages $8.85 million per year and makes him one of the franchise's core players for the next decade. Hudson's performance backs up the investment. In the 2024-25 season, he recorded 66 46 points, 6 goals, 60 assists, breaking the Canadiens' rookie defenseman record. His 60 assists tied the NHL rookie defenseman record, and he won the Calder Memorial Trophy as the league's top rookie. Meanwhile, Ivan Demidov, drafted 5th overall in the 2024 NHL draft, is already making an impression. In the KHL before joining Montreal, Demidov posted 49 points in 65 games as a teenager and won the Alexei Cherepanov Award for KHL Rookie of the Year. His offensive skill and quick hands now give Montreal even more scoring options. The Canadiens' pattern in games also shows something different. They don't fade late, they attack late. In the win over Buffalo, Montreal outshot the Sabres 14-6 in the first period, kept steady through the second, and then broke the game open in the final 20 minutes. The third period featured quick transitions and aggressive forechecking. Let's look at where the numbers stand now. Early in the 2025-26 season, the Canadiens hold a 4-1-0 record with 18 goals scored and 14 allowed. Cole Caulfield leads the team with 5 goals. Nick Suzuki has 7 assists, and both sit tied for the team points lead. These early results build on the 2024-25 campaign, when Montreal finished 40-31-11, showing major progress from prior seasons. Juraj Slafkovsky, just 21, continues to build on his development curve. Hudson anchors the defense while adding scoring. Caulfield is emerging as a consistent closer, scoring goals with seconds left in regulation and in overtime. And Demidov, still new to the NHL pace, is already influencing offensive play. Montreal's approach on defense has improved as well. Even with Caden Gould missing time due to a lower body injury, out 4 to 6 weeks as of mid-October, the team's defensive structure has held steady. The young pairings, led by Hudson, have filled gaps and maintained strong shot control. On offense, the Canadiens have focused on quick zone entries and second-chance scoring. They've also been consistent on special teams, holding opponents to limited power play goals across their first few games. All these facts point to one conclusion in numbers, not opinion. The Canadiens are performing at a playoff-level pace. Their overtime wins show composure. Their defensive improvements show structure. Their new contract shows long-term planning. And their young scoring leaders show readiness. Teams once viewed as rebuilding don't usually win 3 consecutive overtime games in 1 week, outshoot opponents, and extend a 21-year-old defenseman to a contract exceeding $70 million. That's why the idea of the rebuild no longer matches what's happening in Montreal. When Cole Caulfield scores with seconds left, when Lane Hudson turns a defensive block into an assist, when Slafkovsky converts pressure into goals, these are not signs of a team still growing. These are signs of a team already competing. Opponents are starting to recognize it. The Canadiens have gone from being overlooked to being a serious threat to veteran teams in the Eastern Conference. For a franchise once measured by its rebuild timeline, the numbers and wins are saying something louder. Montreal's rising stars have destroyed every rebuild narrative that surrounded them. They're not waiting for the next era. They are the era, and they're already winning.
Connor McDavid and Judd Moldover, his agent, he signed a 2-year extension. So basically what he has, he's got 3 years left on his deal. This year plus 2 more. At $12.5 million.
McDavid's agent just announced the real reason behind his short deal, and the hockey world is stunned. After months of silence and endless speculation, the truth has finally come out. What Judd Moldover just revealed about McDavid's decision isn't about money or fame. It's about something much bigger inside the Oilers' locker room. Connor McDavid signed a 2-year, $25 million extension with the Edmonton Oilers days before the season began, continuing his average annual value at $12.5 million. The deal keeps him under contract through 2028. This short-term contract drew widespread attention. Many expected McDavid to seek a long, record-setting extension after back-to-back Stanley Cup final appearances. His agent, Judd Moldover, addressed questions in an appearance on the 32 Thoughts podcast. Moldover said the process was intentionally extended over the summer to allow McDavid to take his time with the decision. Moldover stated that from the start of negotiations, McDavid's intention, both publicly and privately, was to stay in Edmonton and pursue a Stanley Cup as an Oiler. He emphasized that this was never about a predetermined deadline. It was never about a date circled on a calendar. He said the timeline had to be McDavid's alone.